Hello, dear students. My name is Pankeshwar Panigrahi. So, in our last class, we have discussed about database administrator and the responsibilities of database administrator on a database management system. So, today we are going to discuss about data modeling concept. So, what is data modeling? Why we are using the data modeling? And what are the different types of data models are available in the database designing? We are going to discuss in today's session. So, data modeling, it is a basic building block for creating a database system. Okay, that means different types of data modelings are available, and the different types of modelings having their own structures to design the data among the multiple data collected from an organization to develop a database according to their need. We have to develop one database. That's why before going to create a database, first we have to draw one blueprint, or that is called a modeling of the data modeling. And by seeing that data modeling, we can develop or we can design the database according to the modeling. Okay. So different types of modelings are available. We will discuss one by one. Okay. So as like if we are going to develop one building, first we have to create one blueprint, that is called as your engineering drawing diagram, and on a drawing sheet, and based on that drawing sheet we have to we have to go to build our buildings. Okay, as like that, first we are taking one data model and arrange the data according to the data model. By seeing that data model, we have to create one database. Okay, so based on that, first we may know what is the data modeling and what is a data model, and why we are using the data modeling, and what are the different types of data modelings are available, that we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's go through the notes first. So what is data modeling? It is the process of creating a data model for the data to be stored in a database. As I've told you, before going to create a database, first we have to draw one data model. Okay, based on that data modeling, we have to create our own database. Okay, so data modeling helps in the visual representation of data and enforces business rules, regulatory, companies, and government policies on the data. Okay, these are the rules and regulations based on our client. We have to develop that data model, and according to the data model, we have to draw the, or we have to create the database. Okay, so next is, what is data model? So the data model is defined as an abstract model that organizes data description, data semantics, and consistency constraints of data. Okay, so the data model emphasizes on what data is needed and how it should be organized instead of what operations will be performed on data. Okay. So data model is like an architect's building plan. As I've told you, first we have to, in the first of the session, I am giving the example of building plan. Okay, that is given here. Data model is like an architect's building plan which helps to build conceptual models and set a relationship between data items. Okay. So next is, why we are using the data model. So data model ensures that all data objects required by the database are accurately represented, and omission of data will lead to creation of faculty reports and produce incorrect results. Next is, a data model helps design the database at the conceptual, physical, and logical levels. And the data model structure helps to define the relational tables, primary and foreign keys, and stored procedures. So about the primary key and foreign key we will discuss in our coming classes. Okay. So next is, it provides a clear picture of the base data and can be used by database developers to create a physical database. It is also helpful to identify missing and redundant data. That means it is also helpful to identify the missing data as well as the duplicacy data. Okay. So through the initial creation of data model is labor and time consuming in the long run. It makes your IT infrastructure upgrade and maintenance cheaper and faster. Okay. So first is why we are using the data model, that all the data objects required by the database are accurately represented. Omission of data will lead to creation of faulty reports and procedure incorrect results. That means if there is some faulty data are there, if we are going to draw our data model, then easily we can find out what are the omission of the data are there and what are the different type of faulty data reports are there. We have to easily find out. That's why we are first to create the data model. And next is, the data model also helps to design the database at the three levels that we are already discussed about: the conceptual level, physical level, as well as logical levels. Okay. So next is, the data model structure is also defines the different types of keys are there: primary key, foreign key, and the use of these keys on the tables, columns, on or on the tables, that also we are easily find out by using the data models. Okay. Next, it provides clear picture of the database and can be used by database developers to create a physical database. That means to create actual database or a physical database, first it provides a clear picture or it provides a blueprint for that data model. Okay. So it is also helpful to identify missing and redundant data. Okay. As I will say you that it is also helpful to identify the missing data, what are the data are missing, and what are the duplicated data and repeated data are there. By seeing that data model or the blueprint, we can easily find out it. Okay. So that's why we are using the data models. Okay. So next is the types of data models. So basically the data models are four types as shown in the figure: relational data model, semi-structured data model, entity relationship data model, object-based data model. Okay. So briefly we will discuss in this class. In our coming classes that we will discuss elaborately. Okay. So first we have to go for relational data model. So this type of model designs the data in the form of rows and columns within a table. Thus, a relational model uses tables for representing data and in between relationships. So tables are also called relations. This model was initially described by Edgar F. Codd or E. F. Codd in 1969. So the relational data model is the widely used model which is primarily used by commercial data processing applications. Okay. So relational data model is described by E. F. Codd in the year of 1969. And in relational data model, we will store our data in a tabular fashion, tabular manner, which is having the number of rows and columns. Okay. And it is a widely used model, which is primarily used by commercial data processing applications. Okay. So next is your entity relationship data model, or we can call it as ER data model. So an ER model is the logical representation of a data as objects and relationships among them, and these objects are known as entities, and relationship is an association among these entities. So this model was designed by Peter Chen and published in 1976. It was widely used in database designing. A set of attributes describe the entities. For example, student name, student ID describes the student entity. The set of the same type of entities is known as an entity set. Okay. And the set of the name, same type of relationships is known as relationship set. Okay. So what happens in case of entity relationship data model? In entity relationship data model, we have to represent the objects and the relationships among them. Okay. So the objects are known as the entities, and the relationships are called as the association among these entities. Okay. So the attributes like student name, student ID, these are describes about the entity, that is your student entity. Okay. Here student is the entity, and the student name and the student ID, these all are called as the objects and or attributes. Okay. So this is all about your entity relationship data model. We will discuss later on about the entity relationship data model more elaborately. Okay. So next is your object-based data model. So an extension of the ER model with notations of functions, encapsulation, and object identity. Okay. So this is the extended version of ER model, and this model supports a rich type of system that includes structure and collection types. Thus, in 1980s, various database systems following the object-oriented approach were developed. Here, the objects are nothing but the data carrying its properties. That means it is a extended version of ER model where we can use the notations as well as the functions and encapsulations with the attributes and entities and their relationships. Okay. So next is your semi-structured data model. So this type of data model is different from the other three data models. The semi-structured data model allows the data specifications at places where the individual data items of the same type may have different attribute sets. So the extensible markup language, or XML, you can call it XML, is widely used for representing the semi-structured data. Although XML was initially designed for including the markup information to the text document, it gains importance because of its application in the exchange of data. Okay. The semi-structured data model is totally different from the three data models, that is your object-based data model, ER data model, and relational data model. And here we are using one language that is called XML, or it is called as extensible markup language, used for representing the semi-structured data. Okay. So this is all about your data modeling. Okay. So in our next class, we will discuss about different type of data models. Okay. More elaborately. Okay. So for the time, thank you.